Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Diamond. Welcome back to yet another podcast. Now, I tried to do one of these last night, and for those who didn't see it while it was up, I had a lot of trouble with the podcast last night, and it actually ended about 19 or 20 minutes in, and it just ended on its own, and I was pretty pissed, and I was like, well, fuck it. Just won't do a podcast tonight. Well, last night. But anyways, guys, we're back again with yet another podcast, with which we officially now have more podcasts put out than Colorful Warfare, and he's been doing it for about a year. Actually, when did Gareth actually do his first podcast? And I mean podcast, not live stream. Let's go check. And then we'll get into the Spiderman facts. Come on, what the fuck are you doing, stupid? Oh, hey, I'm live. That's pretty fucking neat. Colorful Warfare, here we go. Colorful Warfare. Colorful Warfare. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So the first podcast was...
I got a message.
Yeah, shut up, Gus. April 4th of 2019. Hey, that's my ex-boyfriend's birthday. Fun fact. Cool. So he, April 4th, that's my ex-boyfriend's fucking... my ex-boyfriend's 19th birthday. I miss him. Even though he's a dick. But that's not what this podcast is here for. So Gareth has been doing podcasts for a little over a year now. And he's only done 37. I've been doing them for about 2 months, almost. Pretty damn close to 2 months. Oh no, 3 months, sorry, excuse me guys. For some reason I thought I started in February, but it was January actually. January 20th, to be exact. But, don't fear, guys. I've been doing this for 3 months, and I'm already on number 38. But, to be fair, I have a lot more time to do them than Gareth. Even though he is under quarantine and has to be at home, just like the rest of us. Well, not me, because I'm special. I have a special note saying, oh, Jordan doesn't have to be out, because he's special. And yes, I am that kind of special. I am fucking retarded. Boy howdy, let me tell you what. Anyways, guys, let's get into the facts. So this is, so last night I tried to do it, of course, like I said, but everything went wrong, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just do it tomorrow night then. I wanted to do it Saturday, but then I thought, well, that's kind of a long ways away from another podcast, so... Here we go, guys. Let's go. I'm gonna read the exact same facts that I did last night. Anyways, let's fucking do that. Oh yeah, I started with the Sandman, but I couldn't find Sandman shit. But then we did Hydro-Man. Facts. Factices. Factorices. What the fuck am I saying? Oh, that's right. I had to type in Sandman. Sandy boy. When does Sandman ever gets sand in his ass? Correct. That would be fucking sad. Here we go, Hydro-Man. Here we go, guys. Reading the exact same facts as I did last night. Anyways, his origins. If Hydro-Man does indeed appear in Far From Home, which he does, it seems that the character will be significantly different from his comic book counterpart. For starters, Hydro-Man is not traditionally an elemental creature. He's just a normal man named Morris Bench, which I said last night which seemed kind of a fake name. Either it was a fake name or stupid name, I don't remember. While there was some experiments being done in the ocean, Beach was accidentally knocked overboard. His molecules mixed in with the water, and Hydro Man was the result. He blamed Spider-Man for his predicament and sought revenge against the hero on several occasions. Now that's another thing I wondered last night. Why is he going after Spider-Man? He didn't do anything. Oh, and also, like last night, I said we were going to be doing all of the elementals first. You know, starting off with Hydro Man, and then I did I did Molten Man next, and then Cyclone, and then Sandman. Then I ended on Sandman and realized my fucking podcast was dying, and it needed help. Anyways, his powers. Though he may not be an elemental creature in most iterations, Hydro Man does in fact have some very impressive abilities. For starters, he can transform his entire body into water, making him a very slippery foe in a fight. Please excuse the pun. What pun? And when in this form, he becomes nearly indestructible, as his body can break apart and reform. He also has the ability to control water around him and merge with other bodies of water. In attacking his enemies, Hydro Man can blast powerful jets like a fire hose. All these powers can make him a very capable villain. Petty crime. Despite his impressive skill set, Hydro Man has not yet realized his full potential as a villain. He's not the brightest baddie Spider-Man has ever come across, so he mostly uses his godlike powers to pull off petty crimes. He's usually seen as a thief or low-rent thug who doesn't pose too much of a threat to Spidey. Many more ambitious crime bosses have used Hydro Man as muscle for hire. His various run-ins with Spider-Man always leave him beaten and humiliated. If not for his lack of intelligence, Hydro Man could be a real threat. Mud Thing. Now, I read this one last night and I was like, what the fuck? This was a thing? Hydro Man has showed a lot in common with another Spider-Man villain, Sandman. Both of these guys have amazing and potentially devastating abilities, but they use their powers for low-stakes crimes and generally work for smarter men. This connection even led them to joining forces in a very literal way. A storyline from the comics saw these two supervillains merging together to create a gigantic monster, Mud Thing. While the combined creature was intimidating, it was still as dim as both of the thugs. Spider-Man ended up making quick work of it by drying it out and leaving it to crumble. After that, Hydro Man and Sandman went their separate ways. Show business! No business like show business, right, guys? Another connection Hydro Man shows with Sandman is the infatuation with the same woman, Sadie Flickett. Before the end of the Mud Thing, they pursued Sadie together as this muddy mess. In a strange story arc, a theater manager decides to give Sadie and Mud Thing their own show to cash in on the bizarre relationship. Sadie is initially thrilled with the idea of becoming a star, but things go predictably wrong as Mud Thing becomes jealous of the attention Sadie pays the new manager. This leads the monster on a rampage, where it is finally defeated by Spider-Man. Oh boy. Well, that's Hydro Man for you guys. Oh, Hydro Man. I really liked him in Far From Home. It was actually a really good movie. You guys have not seen fucking Far From Home, it's fucking amazing. Spider-Man, Molten Man. Molten Man is a boy who comes from the moon. I don't know what the fuck I'm singing. Ah, fuck. Ooh. My Peter Parker is hurting for some reason. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Just don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I couldn't find anything for fucking him. Where did I? Oh yeah, I went to this one. Okay. It feels like deja vu. It feels like I've already done this before. Oh wait, I have. Anyways, guys. So these ones don't actually have like facts. These are just like some like history and shit. So I'll just do 5 paragraphs of this. Former lab assistant to Spencer Smith, Mark Laxton helped to develop an experimental metallic alloy obtained from the meteor containing organic matter. During an argument between the two, the metallic alloy spilled over Laxton's body and was absorbed into his skin. Fearing for his life, he ran to the nearest hospital, only to discover that the alloy had granted him extraordinary powers. Realizing the potential his new abilities gave him, Laxton, now calling himself Molten Man, turned to crime to further his gains. Peter Parker, as Spider-Man, was forced to nearly miss his high school graduation to stop Molten Man's first crime spree. Uh-oh, what an asshole. Wait, now last night I seen something that made me go, what a second? But now I'm not seeing it. Anyways, after graduating high school, Elizabeth Allen worked as a nurse to aid Laxton, her stepbrother. It was only after Molten Man made an attempt to attack her, he realized that his stepsister was the only member in his family who had not abandoned him. After desperate attempts to kill himself involving criminal activities, Laxton ended up in the Vault, the superhuman prison in the Colorado Rockies. Years later, reconciling with Laxton, Liz and her husband, Harry Osborn, gave Laxton a job as head of security at Osborn Industries. Laxton supported Liz when Harry went back to his villainous ways and helped Spider-Man to capture him. Molten Man and Spider-Man have since become friends, but when Ben Reilly assumed the role of Spider-Man, they have minor disagreements until they alloy themselves as Gaunt. Now, I don't know what the fuck a Ben Reilly is. Assume the role of Spider-Man. I don't know what the fuck that means. But okay. Actually, I think I read 4. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I only read 4 for this guy. But who cares? Wait. Oh no, I did read 5. Never mind. I just had to remember what I read last night, because I'm reading the same thing that I read last night, because what is this, Streamlabs? Fuck Streamlabs, they suck. Anyways, guys, let's get back to it. Laxton also crossed paths with Daredevil when he was first affected by a gas made by Mr. Fear. Daredevil managed to dispose of the gas before he managed to hurt anyone and revealed that Laxton was betrayed by one of his own people. Sometime after that, Molten Man was abducted by Norman Osborn, the original Green Goblin. And don't worry, guys, we will get to Green Goblin tonight. He will actually be next. So the ones that I want to get done tonight are the 4 Elementals, Green Goblin, Craven the Hunter, and the Lizard. And maybe if we have time, maybe Kingpin. Or we'll just come back later, I guess. Anyways, we're not going to get anywhere if I keep yapping about other shit. Anyways, and was brainwashed. Under mind control, Molten Man attacked and killed Osborn's henchwoman Allison Mongrain, who happened to be one of the few people who knew the true cause of Mary Jane's miscarriage. And I was very confused when I read this last night. I'm like, wait, what? because the sentence didn't make any sense. While Molten Man has since recovered from the mind control, he still bears a heavy burden of guilt over the incident. And that's half of the elementals so far. Alright, Molten Man is a fucking cool villain name. But nothing compared to the Magma Flake, which is Shockwave's version of Molten Man. I've come up with a pretty good, decent amount of, parallels from Spider-Man villains to my villains. I'm gonna do, an Iron Man thing, and I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. I am Shockwave. And then, you guys are supposed to be clapping. You're like, yay, duh. I'm just kidding, guys. Where was it? I forgot which fucking thing I read off of. Was it... Oh yeah, it was the Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia sucks and everything, but... Yeah, here we go. Where did I... Oh yeah, I only did 4 paragraphs of this guy. Andre Girard was born in Lyon, France. Formerly a French engineer working for NATO, Girard had a falling out with his former employees, supposedly related to political decisions over implementing his research, based on the development of a weapon that generates high-velocity, tornado-like winds. Cyclone took his invention and used it for his own criminal ends, developing his costume and other weapons. Like many criminal masterminds in Spider-Man comics, he decided to form a gang and capture J. Jonah Jameson, the owner of the Daily Bugle. And last night I accidentally said the Daily Beagle, and I was like, that's a dog's name. I don't know, I was tired last night for some reason. And like so many criminal masterminds who follow his plans, he was defeated by Spider-Man. He was also kidnapped by Joseph Robbie Robertson, and was again defeated by Spider-Man, who subsequently broke out of the prison by the Masked Marauder, and employed by the Nefaria family of the Magia as enforcers. I was like, what the fuck is all these weird-ass names I can't pronounce? Cyclone was sent to kill Spider-Man and Moon Knight. I don't know who the fuck he is, but was defeated by Moon Knight, whoever the fuck he is, again. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if that was a burp or a hiccup, but whatever it was, I'm sorry. He was doing relatively well for himself, in spite of his defeats at the hands of Spider-Man. Concerned over the deaths of various costume villains by the Vigilante Scourge organization, or whatever, Cyclone attended a meeting at the Bar with No Name in Mendaha County, Ohio, to deal with the Scourge, and was shot to death by a Scourge agent posing as a bartender. Or the bartender. Gerard's DNA was later used by Armin Zola. I know who he is. He's the fucking guy who worked with Red Skull and the first Avenger of Captain America. I love Captain America. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Anyways, to create a proto-husk. This proto-husk attacked and was killed by Deadpool. Good old Deadpool. I love him. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, I didn't. No, because I was thinking, did I read all of this? I'm looking at the other fucking thing, the other paragraph below, and I'm looking at Dormammu, who, if you guys don't know Doctor Strange, Dormammu is like a guy of like the dark dimension, I think it is, where the Ancient One pulls her power out of, and I don't know, some weird Doctor Strange shit. If you guys haven't seen Doctor Strange, it's fucking amazing. I love that movie. Andre Gerard seemingly returned from the dead in 2007/8 Captain Marvel miniseries. Oh boy, another... Well, see, a lot of people say Captain Marvel sucks too. I really liked it. I don't know why people... And Thor the Dark World, beautiful movie. Fuck everybody who says it sucks. If you say the fucking Thor the Dark World sucks, you can go fuck yourself. Now, same with Black Panther and The Incredible Hulk. If you guys say that those movies are good, you can also go fuck yourself, because those are terrible fucking movies. Anyways, but it is revealed that this is really a Skrull impersonator. It was killed by Captain Marvel, who was actually a Skrull sleeper agent, with its remains decimated in one powerful attack. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Okay, checking up on the podcast. Everything seems to be going swimmingly for once. I can't whistle very well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Now, this is your Sandman, guys. Well, wait a second, I gotta sneeze. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. They're sorry. Ew, what the fuck was that? William Baker was born in a rough neighborhood in New York. Abandoned by his father when he was 3 years old, William stole and cheated his way through adolescence. Expelled after accepting a bribe to throw a football game, he was accepted by a gang that ran extortion and protection rackets and was adopted the alias Flint Marco. He soon became very successful in the New York criminal underworld, but was arrested, convicted, and forced to spend many years in solitary confinement. Upon his release, he discovered that his longtime girlfriend, Marcy Conroy, had left him for Vice Rollins, you fucking asshole. Another member of the gang. I'd kick his ass. In a rage, he got revenge on Rollins and started a lone citywide crime spree. Marco was captured and placed in maximum security wing at Rikers Island prison, but escaped through the unguarded drainage tunnel. Speaking of Rikers, I know that's in the PS4 version of Spider-Man, and I was seriously gonna do this, like, I don't know, a day or two ago, but I tried to record it, and there wasn't enough, like, it wouldn't let my phone record longer than 14 minutes, and I don't want to make 14-minute long episodes. I want to make, like, fucking half-hour to an hour long episodes, you know. And I tried deleting, like, all the shit that I don't use, and it still wouldn't do anything, so I'm like, fuck it. But I swear, guys, the moment I can record for as long as I can, or as long as I want, promise you guys, I will do more Spider-Man. So I've been really wanting to play that game again, anyways. Anyways, enough rambling. With the FBI and police on his tail, Marco traveled south and sought refuge in a place where he was unlikely to be found. An atomic testing site near Savannah, Georgia. How the fuck did he get down there so fast? Or, like, I thought he was in New York. I don't know. As he rested on a nearby beach, an experimental reactor's steam system exploded, bombarding him with a massive dose of radiation and apparently bonding his body with the sand. Awakening after a brief period of unconsciousness. Sorry about that. Sorry. I just had something going through me. Anyways, Marco discovered his newly acquired ability to transform into a sand-like substance, and he can manipulate and reshape it at will. Now easily able to elude authorities, the Sandman was born. Actually, I think I only read that one, I don't know, there was only 2 paragraphs I think I read. Okay, because I don't remember, because the next paragraph is about Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four and Hulk and Sinister Six and Dr. Octopus and whoever the fuck the Wizard is. I don't remember reading any of that, so we're not going to read that anymore. Next up, boys and girls, is going to be everyone's favorite, the Green Spider-Man. No, it's the Green Goblin, everybody. I want to be a goblin when I grow up. Some might argue I am a goblin, that I look like one. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Just show me the facts. Okay, number 10. He originally didn't use his trademark glider. I'm chills. Oh my god. I fucking love his voice. I don't care. A lot of people make fun of Chills. I fucking love his voice. It's just fucking cool. Or something, I don't know. The Green Goblin's arsenal of weapons is iconic. Electric gloves, pumpkin bombs, gases. Amazingly not his own flatulence. Oh my god. Amazingly not his own flatulence. That's fucking gross. And laser bats all have been used by the Goblin. But what about his menacing bat-shaped glider? Amazingly enough, this is not part of the green bag, a part of the Goblin's original bag of tricks. Rather than the vehicle the Goblin is standing on, Norman Osborn originally used a jet-powered broomstick to maneuver around. Instead of looking menacing, this machine made Osborn look like the least attractive old-timey girl riding a rocket ever. By the time of the second appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man number 17, though, he showed off his bat glider for the first time and has used variations of it since. Norman Osborn was a total nerd as a kid. Hey, that sounds just like me, because earlier I built Mjolnir, aka Thor's hammer, and it looks fucking amazing, and I might show it off sometime, along with my Iron Man suit that you can actually wear. Although it is a little tight, and I still got to kind of fix it up a bit, but other than that, it's pretty fine. It's kind of awkward to wear because it's really tight in places, but I'm working something out. Anyways, most people would take one look at Norman Osborn and think there was no chance in hell that he was anything but cold and heartless as a child. I mean, yes, he does dress up in a purple and green goblin, as a purple and green goblin, but that could easily be explained by his psychosis from the goblin formula. But what if I told you Osborn was just like us? A total nerd? That's right. Peter Parker, Spider-Man number 96. Spider-Man drops a little nugget of his past to Spider-Man. When he was a kid, Norman actually read comic books. Not crazy enough for you? How about the fact that he wanted to be an author? He decided against it because he didn't want to be a starving artist. But just imagine that Norman Osborn could have been the Marvel Universe's Stan Lee. Now that's an alternate universe worth reading. Is it though? Is it? He was Lex Luthor before Lex Luthor. Fucking get Superman out of here. No one likes Superman. This is fucking the wrong thing. Okay. So I just had to check on the podcast to see if everything's going swimmingly, and it is. A common criticism against Norman Osborn from some comic book fans is that he is nothing more than poor man's Lex Luthor. Both are insanely smart businessmen with an affinity for science, and have obsessive hatreds for the superheroes they oppose. But Luther clearly outclasses Osborn in terms of intelligence and fighting skill, so Osborn is nothing more than a poor Luther clone. Right? Wrong! While the current version of Lex Luthor might be a suit-and-tie wearing businessman / criminal mastermind, he originally wasn't like that at all. Up until the DC universe, which they fucking suck, reboot in 1986, Lex Luthor was a typical mad scientist character who had no company to finance his criminal empire. So who was the original businessman with a passion for science that terrorized a comic book superhero? Good old Norman Osborn, of course. He tried to make Peter Parker the Green Goblin. After a while, you just have to admit that the enemy who keeps defeating you is simply better than you. In 2000, nobody's ever beaten Shockwave yet. Except for Master of Illusion, he beat me once. Which is my version of Mysterio. AKA my favorite fucking Spider-Man villain. Actually, he's my favorite villain of all. I just love Mysterio. And I don't know why. Actually, I do, but shut up. I just told myself to shut up. In 2000, Osborn reached his conclusion about Peter Parker. If he couldn't beat him, he would have to make Peter Parker join him as the heir to the Goblin legacy. The result of his scheme was one of the best Spider-Man stories ever. For 2 issues, Osborn beats Peter down psychologically by convincing him that the light will only hurt him, that the darkness is good and his only friend. It starts to work as Peter's spirit is nearing the end of its ropes and he's actually considered slipping to the dreaded Goblin formula. However, Peter's willpower wins out and he throws the formula back in Norman's face and escapes the Goblin's clutches. I give you points for creativity, Norman, but you gotta do better on execution, my man. I don't know why the fuck they added that. Norman Osborn isn't Harry Osborn isn't Norman Osborn's only child. No, really, I didn't know that. Even the most casual Spider-Man fans would know that Norman Osborn has a son named Harry Osborn. Of course. That same Harry Osborn is also best friends with Peter Parker, which has led to a buffet of fantastic stories involving this triangle over the years. But Parker's relationship with Norman's other 2 children is a little more complicated. Why is that? Well, how about if I told you what these twins' mothers' last names was? Stacy. Oh no, not Gwen. Oh shit. That's right. In a 2004 storyline titled Sins Past, it revealed that prior to killing Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man number 121, Norman Osborn impregnated her. Uh-oh. Even crazier, she gave birth to 2 twins? Ew, Norman is like an old man. He's like, what, in his 50s or 60s or some shit? And Gwen is like in her teens? Either late teens or the fucking early 20s. That's fucking nasty. What a gross man. You're a gross little man. God, that was my best gay voice. Anyway, Sarah and Gabriel, which Osborn raised himself while he was recovering from a sudden case of glider in his chest. Ew. The 2 twins have rarely made appearances in Spider-Man books, since the storyline, but nothing will ever erase the knowledge that that Norman Osborn is the father of Gwen Stacy's children. Blah! That's literally what they say. They're like, blech. Yucky. Yucky. Ew, what the fuck was that voice? Okay, so that's, 5 villains down that we got? 5 out of 8 that I want to do tonight, because I'm going to do 8 again tonight, I think. If we have time, though, I want to do Kingpin. So, let's do Kraven. I like Kraven the Hunter. A lot of people love Kraven, too. Kraven. I really wish Kraven actually appears in a movie. In a fucking Spider-Man movie. Oh yeah, his origins. The son of a Soviet aristocrat, Sergei Nikolaevich Kravenov. I think I read that pretty good. Grew up a Russian immigrant to the United States. Trained since he was a young child by a man named Gregor, Sergei grew up to become one of the greatest hunters of all time. Unlike most big-name hunters, however, Kraven despised the use of weapons such as bows or guns. He preferred a more hands-on approach, literally. Many years of successfully catching some of the most dangerous animals with his bare hands, Kraven became bored. He then traveled to New York in hopes of hunting much more than dangerous game. Spiderman. I like saying his name like that. Powers and skills. Kraven drinks a mystical serum that enhances his strength and reflexes, while also slowing his aging process. While he's actually over 70 years old, Kraven appears to be in his mid-30s. Holy shit. The potion also enhances the hunter's instincts, increasing its perceptive abilities while he's on the prowl. Without the serum, Kraven would still be incredibly formidable. He is a master hunter, perhaps the best in the world. Kraven also is a master hand-to-hand combat and knowledge of every animal's nerves clusters, allowing him to disable one with a few short jabs. Oh shit. On his person, he often carries a plethora of poisons, nets, tranquilizers, and other hunting equipment at his disposal. But before we go on to the next fact, I don't know Kraven the Hunter very well, but I do know that I think in one issue, he actually kills himself. Like, I think it was because he either couldn't catch Spider-Man, or he was bored of doing something, or, like, he became, like, really, I think he became depressed and he wanted to kill himself, and he put a gun in his mouth and shot himself. I could be wrong about that, but I know he did kill himself at some point. And then I'm pretty sure Kraven had something to do with Venom at some point. Like, him and Venom did something with each other, I don't know. Anyways, the family. Kraven has a large extended family, the Kravenovs, all of which are formidable opponents in their own rights. Among them are Kraven's wife Sasha Alexander, his daughter Anna, and his 3 sons. His most prominent relative is Kraven's half-brother Dmitry Nikolaevich, also known as the Chameleon. See, I knew that too. I knew that too, that the Chameleon and Kraven were half-brothers. I knew they were kind of, Anyways, a master of disguise, Chameleon is actually the first villain Spider-Man ever fought. Mine was Master of Illusion. Anyways, it was Chameleon that convinced Raven. Wrong franchise. It's not that kind of Raven. Not the Raven from the Teen Titans. Although I do like the Teen Titans, but I still hate DC. Anyways, that convinced Craven to come to America and hunt Spider-Man as the ultimate prey. Craven's legacy. All 4 of Craven's children have sought to continue the father's legacy. His oldest son carried on the mantle for some time as the Grim Hunter. He was quickly killed by the villain Kane. Ooh, I don't know him. Aloysia? I think that's how you say it. Fuck, I already said it. I don't want to say it again. Craven's second son was born with enhanced senses and ability to communicate with animals. His third son, Ned Rocky, I don't know how, tried to murder Alyosha, but died himself at the hand of the Chameleon. Chameleon. Which, for my counterpart of the Chameleon, is called the Frog. Because I couldn't think of a parallel to a fucking chameleon. I don't know. And I don't have a fucking Craven the Hunter parallel in my universe. Anyways, the only successful Cravenoff to carry the mantle was Craven's daughter, Anna. The youngest, or Anna, one of the two. I'm gonna say Anna. Oh god, my fucking mother. My mother sent me a fucking thing. I'm just gonna say LOL, because I don't fucking care, Mom. I'm in the middle of a fucking podcast, you fucking bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyways, the youngest child of Sasha and Craven, Anna hunts various heroes and villains mercilessly in hopes of gaining her father's approval. Calypso. Is that how you say it? That's the other thing. A longtime lover and companion of Craven, Calypso often makes her way into his adventures. A master of voodoo and mysticism, she has a variety of skills that complement Craven's quite nicely. Among these include various potions and poisons, and mind control and necromancy. As the relationship with Craven continued to grow, so did her hatred for Spider-Man. After the Hunter's untimely demise, see, I told you he died, Calypso took it upon herself to kill the wall crawler, bewitching the Lizard. Hey, the Lizard, he's next, actually. And following her commands, she nearly succeeded. Yeah, speaking of the Lizard, we're gonna do him next. So about 42 minutes in, we have a lot of time, actually. So we might actually get to Kingpin today, too. And if we get done with Kingpin and we still have some other things, I might do some other villain. One other one that I really like, but I can't really think of anything else right now that I haven't done. Anyways, the Lizard. The Lizard. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, buddy. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Can't find anything. No, not actual lizards, you sack of shit. I don't want to do 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 do. Wait, so there's the Mwanza flat-headed agama. Agama is a lizard found in Tanzania, Rwanda, and Kenya. The lizard has an uncanny resemblance to the Marvel superhero Spider-Man. That's pretty fucking cool. There's an actual Spider-Man. That's fucking awesome. Okay, I guess we're gonna go off fucking Wikipedia again, because I can't find any actual facts for him. Alright, so this is the Lizard, aka fucking Dr. Kurt Connors. Yeah, Mr. Connors. So where are you going, Peter? I'm going to class. class is over. So I just remember that from one of the Spider-Man films. Anyways, Kurt Connors was born in Coral Gables, Florida. He was a gifted surgeon who enlisted in the U.S. Army. He performed emergency battlefield surgery, and wounded GIs. However, his right arm was terribly injured in a wartime blast, resulting in its amputation. Oh, I always wondered how Connors lost his arm. After his return to limb generation, working from his home in the Florida Everglades with the help of a war buddy, Ted Salas, he finally developed an experimental serum taken from reptile DNA. The serum successfully grew the missing limb of a rabbit, so then Connors chose to test the serum on itself. He ingested the formula, and he did indeed grow a new arm. However, the formula had an unfortunate side effect. Connors was subsequently transformed into a reptilian humanoid monster. Spider-Man discovered this situation during a trip to Florida and investigated newspaper reports of the lizard after his employer, the Daily Bugle, challenged him. After discovering the lizard's true identity and origin, Spider-Man used Connor's notes to create an antidote and restore him to his human form and mentality. Another attempt to develop this serum for safe use again resulted in Connor transforming into the lizard. But on this occasion, he was saved by his former colleague, Professor X, and his first team of X-Men, and the Beast and the Angel tracking down the lizard into the swamp so that Iceman can send him to hibernation long enough to develop a cure. I have no fucking clue who the fuck those people are. Well, that's his origin. I don't know if I want to... Well, that's 3 paragraphs of the lizard. I don't want to talk about the lizard anymore. I do like the lizard. He's one of my top favorites. But let's go over to the Kingpin, because I like him. Doot, doody, doody, doot, doot. I don't know what the fuck I'm singing. Doodly doodly doot. Doobity doop doop. Well, let's do 15 facts here. 15 facts you never knew about the Kingpin. He has Hollywood looks. Perhaps the first thing you should know about the Kingpin concerns his distinctive appearance. Though we like to think of Kingpin as Daredevil's arch-nemesis, he was originally created by Stan Lee and John Romita Sr. as a Spider-Man villain, debuting in 1967's The Amazing Spider-Man, number 50. Romita had a specific look in mind for the rotund, what the fuck does that mean? Villain, and based the crime boss's physical appearance on actor Sidney Greenstreet. Whoa, I never heard of that guy. A versatile actor who appeared in numerous hit movies throughout his brief career, Greenstreet came to acting late in his life and co-starred in some of Hollywood's most iconic flicks. He appeared alongside Humphrey Bogart in both Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon, for which he received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Despite his shortened career due to lowering Bill and medical complications, Greenstreet made a illegible impression on his audiences and continues to live on the form of one of Marvel's most notorious villains. He's got a big brain, too. It would be easy to underestimate the Kingpin's intelligence based on his looks alone. However, we all know better than to judge a book by its cover. Doing so in Kingpin's case would be tantamount to suicide. A master manipulator and self-taught graduate-level politician, scientist genius, Kingpin prefers to work through criminal proxies, keeping his hands so clean the government had a hard time making charges stick to Marvel's version of the Teflon Don. What the fuck does that mean? His mental acuity and strength of will are so great. He displayed the ability to thwart psychic attacks. Even the Purple Man's formidable mind control abilities had no effect on him, as illustrated by his ability to refuse blowing his brains out with his obliterator cane. More on that weaponized walking stick later. Arguably, his greatest strategic accomplishment to date was the ruination of his arch-enemy, Daredevil, orchestrating the hero's fall from grace in both his civilian and superhero identities. Anti-bully poster child. Whoa. Oh. Fuck, my back hurts. Okay, so maybe upon first glance, a murderous criminal mastermind isn't the best poster child for an anti-bullying campaign. But hear us out, because it does make sense in a twisted, cynical way. As a child, Wilson Fisk was teased mercilessly for his weight. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. He vowed never to be a victim of bullies ever again and dedicated himself to strengthening his body and mind to the peak of human perfection. As he moved up the ranks of New York City's criminal underworld, his cold-hearted pragmatism and vicious brutality served him well, until he inevitably took up the mantle of undisputed kingpin of crime, hiring many of the same bullies who tormented in his youth. The Kingpin was able to recruit an army of some of the most sadistic enforcers and assassins in the city, turning enemies into allies and weaknesses into strengths. Even if he surmounted what was likely to be emotionally traumatic experiences as a youth becoming the ultimate bully, it's interesting to note that if his former tormentors had left well enough alone when he was young, the Kingpin might have turned out much different in adulthood. See? Bullying is bad. Oh, fucking shut up. Excuse me. I want to see something. No, okay. Wait, how many facts is this? So that's 1, 2... I did 3 of them? Okay. He is ripped. Much to the eventual dismay, many a hero and villain have underestimated the Kingpin thanks to his immense girth. Ew. Girthy cock. But if you think that height is a product of too many cannolis, then you're wrong. Dead wrong. As some of the Marvel Universe's most accomplished combat fighters have found out, what appears to be a thick, blubbery layer of fat is actually a dense layer of muscle. Much like a sumo wrestler, the Kingpin is remarkably powerful, with surprising speed and agility. His strength is significant to squeeze the life out of a man. using his trademark bear hug or crush a person's skull with his bare hands. His fighting abilities are so well developed. He's fought some of the world's finest martial artists and to a standstill, including Captain America and Daredevil. His extreme bulk is also affords him some measure of resistance to small firearms and edge weapons, providing ample protection for his vital organs. Shortly after returning to New York City, Civil War II, he saved the inhuman Janus, life by using his body to shield him from the bushwhacker's arm cannon. Later only required superficial stitches to treat the wounds. He's a corporate shark. Whoa. Despite several financial setbacks over the course of his career, the Kingpin remains a respected, if feared, financier and influential player on the world stage. He's owned several legitimate businesses and contributed to countless charities over the years, maintaining a veneer, of respectability in the public eye. He maintains, simply a humble spice dealer, in reference to one of his early renovations. When combined mighty of the Hydra and the Magia crime families forced him to start over in Japan. Currently, Fisk sits on the board of the Universal Bank, a conglomerate of like-minded criminal financiers who pool information and resources to promote their shared agendas. He was recently cited at a meeting of the bank in the pages of The Mighty Thor, where along the Shingen Harada, Sebastian Shaw, and a host of others, he witnessed the arrival of the experimentatrix of the Midas Corporation take down fellow board member Dario Agar of Roxton. Whether or not Fisk maintains relationships with the Universal Bank in the wake of his latest bid to go legit remains to be seen. Holy shit. My eyes kind of hurt from bleeding. Oh well. Anyways, so what else is next on the chopping block, or who I should say? Oh, we just hit 58 minutes, so we need maybe two more? Or do we have time for one more? I think we have time for two if I can think of one. Oh, come on, we gotta think of something. I wish Gareth was here so he can fucking say shit. No, it's okay. Gareth, no, it's okay. Don't join. No, don't do it. It'll kill ya. I'm just kidding, Gareth, if you're watching this in the past. Or future, I meant. Whichever one. Let's see. I gotta really think of Spider-Man villains that I like. Oh, we did that. Doodly. So I'm kind of thinking right now. Should we do the Chameleon? I think we should do the Chameleon. Because I can't think of anything else. Shit, that's not where I meant to go. The Chameleon. I'm a chameleon. Do. What the fuck am I singing? Okay. Let me find him. Let me find the chameleon. Oh, I'm a chameleon. Chameleon. Something. Chameleon. Fucking love that. I can't find anything about the chameleon. Do. So let's do the fucking Wikipedia, I guess, again. Okay, here we go. The chameleon was born a Soviet citizen named Dmitry Smirnikov. I think I said that right. In his youth, he was a servant of half-brother to Sergei Klavanov and eventually became a minor associate to Gustav Fiers? I think that's how you say it. Or Fiers, I don't know. Though Dmitry and Sergei were friends, Sergei was often abusive to Smirnikov, leading to a combination of admiration and resentment towards Klavanov. Eventually, Smirnikov to the United States of America, as he had made a talent for himself during his youth, impressing his brother by impersonating friends and neighbors. He assumed an even more impressive disguise, the identity of the chameleon. During his first known criminal outing, he impersonated Spiderman, though he was exposed and arrested. Shortly after, Craven the Hunter himself came to America, and the chameleon set his old associates' sights on Spider-Man. Both men became longtime enemies of Spider-Man, part of his primary rogues gallery. I've got a pretty big rogues gallery myself. Anyways, the chameleon inspired Craven to begin hunting Spider-Man, inviting Craven to dispose of the hero. With Craven, the chameleon battled Iron Man and then confronted the Hulk. At one point, the chameleon disguised himself as Hank Pym. He's the boy in Ant-Man. And robbed Pym's laboratory for documents to combat Virus 9. Hey, we got a virus right now that's fucking going on. While delivering the documents in Shrunken Hulk to Hydra, he was encountered and defeated by Ant-Man. The chameleon disguised himself as the Torpedo. I don't know who the hell that is. About Daredevil. When Craven the Hunter committed suicide, see, I told you guys he killed himself. And this paragraph is pretty long, so after this one, it's fucking... Anyways, the chameleon became obsessed with making Spider-Man suffer for his failure to prevent Craven from killing himself. He ingested a serum which made his face permanently featureless and malleable. He attempted to kidnap America's leading expert in superconductors, but was thwarted by Spider-Man. He then kidnapped J. Jonah Jameson. Of course he did. He approached the Magia for support to become New York's new crime lord, and formed a head alliance with Hammerhead. Oh, I should do Hammerhead. Actually, man, I don't really like Hammerhead too much. Oh, Tombstone. Tombstone and Hammerhead. I forgot about those two. I'm not doing those because I actually have an idea to do one more after this, and it's going to be really funny. Disguised as a scientist, the chameleon temporarily removed Spider-Man's powers. He allied himself with the Fatales, I don't know, the Scorpion and Tarantula, to eliminate Spider-Man and the Black Cat, but escaped when his plan was failed. Okay, well, I did about 2 long paragraphs and a pretty medium one. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we got time for at least one more. At least one more, then I'm gonna end it, because the next one I want to do is pretty funny. You guys will laugh, and it's a surprise. La 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 la, doodly doodly doo, doo doodly doodly doo, doodly doodly doo doo, doo 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 doo. Ba-doo-dee doo-dee doo-dee doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, now this one's a surprise. Actually, no, it's not a surprise. I know he's not a villain, but I decided it would be kind of funny. We're gonna do J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, technically he's not a villain, but he kind of is, because I don't know, he's a weird boy. J. Jonah Jameson. He adopted Peter Parker once. There's a reason why so many people are excited for Marvel's What If series on Disney+. I actually haven't heard of that. What? I would watch that. I'm actually going to go look on that to see that after the podcast. I didn't know that. It allows for so many bizarre and wacky stories we'd never see otherwise. With that in mind, let's take a look at one involving Jonah and Peter as father and son. Yup, in this alternate universe, both Aunt May and Jonah's son, John, died. Wait, Aunt May and Jonah? What? Okay. Die as a result of a space shuttle. Oh, John! Oh, Jonah's son. Oh, his son, the astronaut. Okay. My son, the astronaut. Die. Every time they say John, I'm just gonna say, my son, the astronaut. Anyways, Aunt May and Jonah's son, my son, the astronaut, died as a result of a space shuttle crash, leaving Jonah without a child and Peter without a parental figure. Wait, that makes no sense. Anyways, this leads Jonah to adopt Peter, and while Peter isn't initially happy about it, by the end of the story, he and Jonah become a crime-fighting duo. Definitely not what you expect, but that is a what if. That is a what if is all about. That is what if, okay. He is related to Peter Parker. Ugh, yucky. That's gross. As funny as Jameson's relationship to to Spider-Man is, his relation to Peter Parker is equally as fascinating. Not only has Parker been working for him for decades, but they're actually related as well. Whoa. Well, by marriage anyways. You see, during Dan Slott's run on Amazing Spider-Man, J. Jonah Jameson Sr. married Parker's beloved Aunt May. With this marriage, in effect, Jameson Jr. and Peter Parker became step-cousins. The sight of Peter and Jonah eating a Thanksgiving dinner around a kitchen table just makes up for too much irresistible drama and hilarity for a writer to pass up. Well, it's not that funny, but okay. He is responsible for multiple villains. I know he's responsible for making the Scorpion. I know that much. Despite his loathing for masked crime fighters, Jameson seems to have no problem with commissioning the creation of other superpowered beings. Unlike Spider-Man, however, these ones end up being usually for evil. Most famously, we have Matt Gargan, aka the Scorpion, whose creation was funded by Jameson with the goal of eliminating Spider-Man. However, the experiment unhinges Gargan, who not only went after Spider-Man, but also Jameson himself. Then there were the numerous Spider Slayers, all various models of robots tasked to capture Spider-Man, and equipped with tons of specifically designed weaponry. Finally, there's a relatively unknown human fly, who also was meant to be a hero designed to take down Spidey in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual. Number 10. Did anybody tell us this villain that's... Did nobody tell this villain that spiders eat flies? Oh, Screenrant, you make me laugh. He's been married twice. What a fucking asshole. What a slut. You slut. No, Jameson, you slut. Instead of slime. I don't know. His love life isn't touched on too much, but it's worth noting that despite his prickly nature of overbearing personality, Jameson does seemingly have enough charm to get married. Twice. The first of his wives and mother to his son, my son the astronaut, would be Joan Jameson. Ironically, Joan is the name of Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee's wife. Oh, I actually didn't know that. And though we didn't know too much about her, we know she died while Jonah was away as a reporter for the Daily Bugle when it happened. His second wife, Marla, was a much more developed character, but she was too killed in a rare moment of responsibility, and Jameson laid the blame on himself for her death. I want pictures of Spider-Man! He beat the hell out of Spider-Man. Uh-oh. Before the One More Day storyline blew Spider-Man continuity to smithereens, Spider-Man's secret identity was publicly acknowledged as a result of his unmasking in Civil War. Well, actually, at the end of no, I'm not going to spoil that. Never mind. I was going to spoil it, but then I realized, oh wait, not everybody has seen it. I mean, if you guys fucking seen the movie, like I keep telling you guys to, I don't know. Nobody's watching anyways, I'm pretty sure. Right? Nobody's watching? Yeah, nobody's fucking watching me. Who the fuck would watch me? Oh shit, I just got rid of my fucking... God damn it. I accidentally got rid of my... Goddamn fucker. I want to kick someone's ass. Not really though, because I found it again. This came to a massive shock to Peter's longtime employer, who promptly collapsed from the reveal. Not only that, but he fired his longtime editor-in-chief, Robbie Robertson, for his defense of Peter's activities as Spider-Man. Upon learning this info, Peter confronted Jonah in an abandoned building, and their decades in the making confrontation unfolded. But by the end of it, Jonah dropped the lawsuit, and he filed against Peter and rehired Robbie back. Oh, and he beat the hell out of Spider-Man as Peter let him vent all of his frustrations out on him. Naturally, Peter left the scene unharmed, but we're sure Jonah would want the scoreboard to read Jameson 1, Spider-Man 0. You know what, guys? I just did 5 facts. I just read all 5 facts that I usually read. But since I love Jonah so much, I'm going to read one more, guys. And plus, we still have a bit of time anyways. So I'm going to read a special 6th fact for good old J. Jonah Jameson here. Because I love this guy so much. He's like my other favorite character. Like, honestly, he's like if I had to choose, let me start that again. So, you guys know Mysterio is my favorite villain of all time. Of anything. Well, I'm sad to say that J. Jonah Jameson tops him. But only slightly. And yeah, I know J. Jonah Jameson isn't an actual villain. He's more of like an anti-guy. He's not really an anti-hero because he's not a hero. Or a villain. He's just a normal average guy. But, I don't know. Anyways, for all his hatred for the Wallcrawler, Jameson rarely actually committed direct physical violence to Spidey. Oh yeah, this one's called He Shot Peter Parker. Forgot to tell you guys. However, even when he did do it at the conclusion of The Amazing Spider-Man number 800, holy shit, it was an accident. This issue was the finale to Dan Slott's Red Goblin saga, where Norman Osborn combined with Carnage. Oh, fuck me. I've got to read about Carnage. Oh, well, nobody likes Carnage. I don't, anyways. Fuck, I forgot to read about Carnage. I actually do have a counterpart. Shockwave does have a counterpart to Carnage and Venom. But saying Carnage's name is weird in my world. Because it's Shockwave, but like backwards, I think? Or is that... I don't remember how I put him. No, it's backwards. And then Venom is Wave Shock. Okay, anyways. He combined with the Carnage symbiote to finally crush Spidey for good. Of course, he failed, but interestingly, Jonah had a gun pointed to a defeated Osborn and fired away. Not wanting Osborn to die, Spider-Man jumped in the way of the bullet to protect it against his greatest enemy. Luckily, the bullet hit Spidey in the arm, but was a dramatic moment nonetheless. Wow. And that's the last fucking fact of the night, boys and girls. Kinda disappointed nobody joined, but hey, it's alright. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. And before you go, click that bell button. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys, it is about that time of the night where, it's about time to leave. Well, fuck, my phone is at 37%. It was 100 when I started this. My phone battery sucks. But anyways, guys, my jaw's hurting, your ears are bleeding, and Colorful Warfare, Carolyn Sonic, Silas, and Alyssa's channels are always in a link in the description. And of course, if you guys did enjoy this, if I entertained you guys whatsoever with these Spider-Man facts, part 2, might do a part 3, although I gotta come up with some more villains. At least 8 more villains. Because that seems to be the general amount. Except for tonight I think I did 10, but I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys Saturday for yet another podcast. Goodbye, everybody.